With the Nintendo Switch now being around 6 years old, and with the rumor spreading around that there might be a new Switch predecessor, a brand new console, maybe a Switch 2.0, I couldn't help but notice that even after 6 years, Switch still feels a little incomplete. Okay, right. Before you get to me, don't get me wrong. The Switch was an amazing console. It had banger games. It was good. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree that when it comes to the Switch's personality, it is the most bland out of any Nintendo console, which is partially true. At least only to when it comes to the game's interface, the theming, the music, it's just not there. But when the Switch came out back in 2017, I am sure a lot of people had the exact same reaction to the user interface. You were met with a bland white screen. You snoop around the settings and you found the theming category. You get a little excited. You see basic black, basic white. Everybody turn on dark mode immediately. I'm pretty sure if you have white mode, you're not real. You don't exist. But the fact that there was a theme category in the settings was kind of like, you know, maybe there's gonna be some more in the future. Maybe it's gonna have blue, pink, whatever in the future. And yeah, that day totally happened. We totally got new themes. I was one of those idiots that eventually believed that Nintendo was gonna add new themes eventually. I mean, it just made too much sense. The category was right there. It was right there. And the fact that they were labeled as basic white and basic white just added like more tension. Like, these are just the basic themes. That means one day we're gonna have non-basic themes. Naturally, rumors started spreading, fake leaks started happening, and a lot of people wanted their Switch to have more personality. People were going insane over a theme leak that was super fake, but just the fact just having a nice background was enough to get people so excited. It was very questionable for sure for Nintendo to have this sort of approach. It was a first for Nintendo for sure. When it comes to theming the menus, I had high expectations for Nintendo, bro. They had some bangers. And you can't blame me for having high standards. The Wii menu has to be one of the best menus in gaming history. I'm sure we can all agree. The music, the ambiance, the theming, everything was perfect. Even the Wii U menu was a banger, right? Like, it had everything. It had the little chime, it had the music, the Miis, the little communities. It was a very good menu. It just sucks that the kids nowadays, instead of remembering this, all they're gonna remember is so why don't we have themes on the Switch yet? Well, the answer is I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. The reason I was somewhat hopeful that the themes were gonna get added eventually is because it took around 3 years for the 3DS to even get the themes. So I was like, maybe it'll take 3 years, 4 years. Is it too late to still hope? A lot of people like to speculate and theorize. Like, Nintendo doesn't have time for that. They're too busy focused on other things. So the Switch obviously doesn't have any noticeable soundtracks or any soundtracks in general. Not the eShop, not the Mii Maker, not the settings, not even the main menu, nothing. Nada. I'm sure at first people did not care or mind it even. They were just too excited to play the games. The 3-4 games that were available at launch. There are some theories, speculations. This is some big brain, theoretical, algorithmic strategy to make sure like, okay, we're not gonna make the menu stand out so people buy our games more, which is, I guess it kind of works, but that's what people are saying. Okay, make bland menu. People spend more money on game because they want the menu to be filled with games. It's a whole different rabbit hole, but it might be correct. I don't know. It's Nintendo we're talking about. While we're on the subject of music, now we're gonna get to why I even wanted to make this video in the first place. There was a recent leak, it might be really old, but it recently got traction, and that is none other than the scrapped Nintendo Switch eShop music. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Man, this is a really good shop thing. A lot of people say it's okay, it's meh. Nah, it's good. It's good. I would have loved to have this as the background. It would have definitely enhanced my eShop shopping experience. From what I've seen, this theme got scrapped right before the launch of the Nintendo Switch, so this was planned. This was gonna make it to the final cut. Nobody knows exactly why it got cut off, but there are some theories. The Nintendo speculators. The most popular theory that I've seen around is for the Switch to conserve more memory, I guess, hardware purposes, which I think is actually not even a theory. I think it's true because the eShop already runs like this without music, so just add an MP3 file and the eShop will explode. And yeah, like I mentioned, this has always been a problem. You'd be surprised how much people were genuinely upset about the Switch's blandness. For example, the Nintendo subreddit, in the first week that the Switch launched, there was comments like these. I've been bothered by this since day one. I love the simplicity and functionality of the Switch UI, but is severely lacking character. It's not something I thought I'd ever say about Nintendo interface. I would definitely like to hear some music in the eShop. And then another one goes like this. I miss the meme maker music. It seems as though they're doing away with them. So people were making speculations and connecting the dots, thinking that because the memes were a little bit hidden away and they didn't even have their own music, Nintendo wanted you to slowly forget about them. But thankfully, this person was kind of wrong-ish. I mean, they still kept up, you know, they're still around. Just this new Wii Sports game, a little suspicious. So yeah, in these 6 years, there's been a lot of coping. A lot of Nintendo fans coping that in the 6 years, the only noticeable thing that we got was folders. And everybody stopped talking about them like a week after with folders. Maybe the next Switch, whether it's an upgraded Switch or a new console entirely, that console is gonna have all those personality traits, which I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it. People also seem to be surprised just how long Nintendo's taking. And I've seen some people talk about how, like, okay, people are speculating that Nintendo's in a weird spot. I've seen this theory running around where, like, okay guys, Nintendo hasn't released any themes or music or personality to the Switch in so long that if they do release something, people are gonna be mad that it took them that long. But if they don't release anything, people are gonna get mad that they never released it. So I guess that is kind of true. While the Nintendo Switch was indeed a massive success for Nintendo, I mean, it basically saved Nintendo. A lot of fans, and myself included, just kind of wish they had a little bit more charm to it, a little more personality, like I said. Especially the people who grew up around the Wii, the Wii U, the 3DS, the DS, the DSi. All those consoles were just amazing. And when I think back to my childhood, of course, a lot of the soundtracks come into my mind. Even the UIs, like everything was just so nostalgic, so charming about it. It was so Nintendo. Just a little weird and sad because a lot of people may not think too much about it, but it's the little things that can make a console really stand out. To me, that's what made Nintendo. Just jamming my head because I'm in the system settings in the 3DS. Just the futureness vibe that these consoles gave. They were important. They were important. That is exactly what made them stand out over the other consoles I had. At the end of the day, the Switch's game library definitely made up for the lack of features, the lack of theming, the lack of music. The Switch has some banger games. Definitely a console to remember. And you know, the people who did complain about some certain features not being available on the system, I mean, we kind of did get a like virtual console, but like we got like a really shit version of it. But at least we know that Nintendo kind of listens. I also wanted to make this video, of course, because the Switch's lifespan is coming to an end. This is going to be the Nintendo's main system for 1 to 2 years only. Like after that, we're going to get introduced to something new. Obviously, the Switch has plenty of problems and there needs to be something new. Obviously, the Switch, not only did the Switch not have a lot of themes and all this, but it also, the hardware is becoming super outdated. The Switch is just not up to date anymore. It's getting old. But that doesn't mean Nintendo's struggling. They really aren't. I'm not here to complain too much. You know, what happened. I just hope that the next Switch 2.0 or whatever, or the next Nintendo console, just takes a step back. I may sound like Nintendo fans are ungrateful, but like, trust me, it's just what makes Nintendo to a lot of people. It's what makes it nostalgic. It's what makes it stand out. And I just hope that the next console has that, a little bit of that, you know? This is a bit for this video. You know, you gotta comment, like, subscribe. Or maybe you could tell me some Nintendo facts in the comments. I love looking at the comments. Everybody's so knowledgeable. It makes my research look like shit, but everybody's so smart. But whatever. Hope you guys like, subscribe. All right, see you guys in the next video. Here's you, the bro. I was gonna hit it like really hard, but I think that was a bad idea.